Or forearms together. Pick the one that suits you best. Bow. Inner edges of your feet lift up. That's not the lift off of Bakasana. You gotta press the inner edge of your feet down. Flare your toes. Create a lifting action in the outer edge of your feet. And squeeze your thighs in. When I do that, I even get a little bit of a lift off. One at a time, bring your armpits middle of shin if you can get it. So say left side first. You can even use your right hand to pull your left shin in to get deeper. And then your right hand to pull your shin in. I actually prefer to crawl my shoulders down, but others find the whole chin beneficial. Place your palms on the floor. Now my forearms are basically my forearm lunge touching the floor. Change that by tiptoeing, lifting your hips, get your
Look at him. Say hi. Say hi. I really like these yellow bushes, so I decided to make a video here. It's been a while since my last video. I broke my camera, but it was not the main reason why I stopped filming what I was doing. The main reason was that I was destroyed by this war between Russia and Ukraine. I went through all stages of grief, and now I'm at the point when I accept it. It is a fact, and I'm trying my best to help people there, even to support some animal shelters because I love animals. And but there is no more denial or just trading. So yeah, I accepted this fact that it happened, and unfortunately it's still happening. So I just dropped my piano lessons because they required energy and I didn't have any. So I had such little, only took care about my family, and even my health struggled because I was overeating. I tend to binge eat when I'm stressed out, and I was so stressed that I was just eating all day, um, usually healthy stuff, but then in the evening I would order pizza and just feel even worse afterwards. So, and the only thing that I kept doing was running, just a couple of miles, usually like 3 miles a day, and having my singing lessons, because if I drop them, then my teacher would find someone else. So I just really had to stick to the schedule. And actually, she is such a nice person. She's so energetic, but she didn't make me tired of her energy. So she just recharged me. And on one lesson, she told that, like all my students now are so deep in the grief that I need somehow to give them my energy, and sometimes it's getting very, very challenging. But I really appreciate her, and I'm very grateful to her, because they were very dark days, and I saw there is like no singing, no energy in me, but she somehow filled me with some hope, and that helped. And yes, as I told, running helped me to stay in shape physically. For me to be in shape physically is very important, because when I'm getting lazy and very, very tired and exhausted, my mood just drops significantly. I'm approaching this depression bar, so I need to be very, very careful with this. Yeah. Also, I kept having my cold showers in the mornings. Even my sleep became so much worse after the news, because every night, and actually during the entire day, I would read the news and talk to my friends from Ukraine and even from Russia. So, and everyone was so trapped by this grief, so I couldn't sleep well, but the cold showers helped me to get more energetic in the morning. So that was a good habit to have, and I will try to stick to it as long as possible. So yeah, today was the first day when I decided to eventually do my yoga. That was actually a little bit not very smart for me to stop doing yoga, because yoga always recharged me. But I just couldn't, force myself to start doing it again. And today was the first day in a while, and I feel really tired. But I feel thankful that I had this opportunity. Also, I went for a run today, and I initially planned to do mile repeats, because my Garmin watch showed me that I'm having like a really high for myself VO2 max, which was like 52, and it's like 5% for my age group. And I was so excited, so I said, okay, now I'm going to the track and will prove myself that I can do this challenging workout. I ran to the track and it was closed, so I decided to do a tempo run instead. And as soon as I started, I just couldn't. So I couldn't keep up. My legs felt heavy, and the run overall felt very, very miserable. It was slow, it was very challenging, it was very exhausting. But at the same time, I was thinking about this war and the lives that it has taken, and it made me appreciate every single step of my miserable run. So I think it's very egoistic to turn this tragedy this way that it affected me, so I became grateful during my runs. But there is more to it. So I started appreciating my life so much more, and the lives of other beings in general. I've been thinking for a while about being vegetarian, and now I just can't eat meat because it's just someone else's life. And so yeah, that the main updates that I had. So one good thing that I noticed, I don't feel guilty. So because first few days I felt guilty that I live in a safe area, that I have access to food, water, like everything, to entertainment, right? And there are people who are getting killed in their homes, and this feeling of like enormous guilt just was dwelling on me. But then I started thinking about my sessions with my psychologist a while ago, about my about me feeling guilty when my brother was dying. And we had a couple really long sessions when we were talking about that it's not productive to feel guilty, because the guilt, it takes all your energy that you could have given to a person, and so you might so what you should do instead, you should think that what you can do, to help people, to support people, but guilt wouldn't help. So just it's something that I'm really happy about, that I don't feel it. So I feel sad, I'm grieving about the situation, but I don't have this burden inside of me that just prevents me from enjoying life, because I still do, and to a much lesser extent as I used before. This invasion happened, but still, I'm still alive, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very happy about that. So yeah, these are the updates. And I think also what brings me joy now is like looking around and noticing there is like spring everywhere. So for I think a couple of days, maybe like 2 weeks, I didn't notice anything around myself. I was so dissolved by this grief that I just didn't notice how the flowers started blooming. And just recently, like walking around in the botanical gardens, oh wow, everything is so beautiful, and life continues, and life always wins. So just it's a very, very beautiful spring in Washington. So we'll be enjoying it as long as